What are we starting from today? Look, Gayatri. So Hina, keep your video on, beta. Advik, Arav, everybody. Everybody keep your videos on. Okay? Arihan. I was saying Saranya, that was my mistake. So that is Thanu. So Thanu, keep your video on, beta. So there is a child in level 3 whose name is Saranya, and that's how I got confused. Okay. So now the question is what we are going to cover today, and that's not a question for you guys, that is for me to tell you guys. So we are going to talk about what are the concepts around rates and correlation with ratios and proportion that we talked about. Then we'll look at few word problems relating to that. Post that we'll talk about relating rates and fraction concepts, and then go back to percentage. But all this rates, percentage, proportion, everything is a concept that you guys are aware of. So our focus today will be more on the word problems. Yep. Deekshita, keep your video on, beta. Okay. So today we will deal with word problems, and on purpose I have picked up the problems that are difficult in nature. Lova Sundara. Okay. So this will look difficult to you guys just by if you go by the outlook of those problems. Arav, do I have to tell one more time? Keep your video on. Arav, Advik, Nihan, everybody. Okay. So let's start breaking our head with some interesting word problems. The first one goes like this. I have a table, okay? It says fruit cost in dollars and pounds. I hope everybody can see the board, okay? And mute yourself and say, because I'm not looking at the screen. So I'll only understand what I hear. Apple, bananas, then peaches, and then kiwis. Then you have 6, 4, 5, 9, and you have 5, 5, 4, 6. So this is a table given to us. Now it says which type of fruit has a cost of $1.2 per pound. And some of you will be thinking, okay, this looks like a baby problem. This might look like a baby problem, and that's okay. We'll see. This is a table given to us, and it says which type of fruit has a cost of $1.2 per pound. Per pound. Yes, Hardik. Apples. Okay. Deekshita.
The apple.
Apple. Gitesh. Sorry, Arihan. Not Gitesh. Same.
Apple.
Apple.
Kiwi.
Kiwi. You are saying a rate as $1.2 per pound. Okay, I got two answers, apple and kiwi. Okay. How about everybody else? Yes, Tadu. Apple. Okay. How about Shaurya? Same? Okay. Tansi, same? Okay. No, so I have just given a table. I have just given a table saying fruits, cost and pound. These are three columns. And in the fruit column I have apple, bananas, peaches and kiwis. And in the cost column I have 6, 4, 5, 9, and pounds column I have 5, 5, 4 and 6. Yeah, and the answer question is, which of the below fruits cost $1.2 per pound? Yeah.
I think it's peaches.
You think peaches?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Okay. So I got three different types of answers. I got apples, I got peaches, and I got kiwis also. And that is why I was saying that this is not a difficult problem, but having three different answers certainly makes me think that we have different understanding, different understanding in the class. Now, if you read this table, fruits, apple, bananas, peaches, kiwis. If I read it this way, apple's cost is $6 for 5 pounds. For 5 pounds, it is $6.
Can I change my answer to apple?
Yeah. So 5 pounds come for $6. 1 pound comes for 6/5, and whatever the value is. Banana comes for $4 for 5 pounds. So 4 pounds for $5. $4 is the cost for 5 pounds. So 1 pound will be 4/5. Similarly, peaches, $5 for 4 pounds. 1 pound will be 5/4. Kiwis, $9 for 6 pounds. So 1 pound will be 9/6. As simple as that. Okay. So now, Tasvik, you want to change your answer? Only validate your answer. Which one is the right answer? Kiwi. $9 for 6 pounds. So 6 pounds cost is $9. 1 pound cost will be how much? 9/6. Yep. 5 bananas come for 25. So 1 banana will come by 25/5. That is 5. So here 6 pounds come for $9. So 1 pound will come for 9/6, which is equal to 1.5 when you convert that to this one. Yeah. This one is $6 for 5 pounds. So 5 pounds for $6, 1 pound for 6/5. That gives you 1.2. Yeah. This is, I had no plan of teaching you guys this. This was more like a jump start. This was like an ice break. But one thing that you found here, and that is called rate. If you recall, when we talked about ratio or proportion, we talked about, let's say when you're talking about cake, making a cake, you said, okay, fine, 1 pound of sugar for 4 pound of flour. So the ratio is 1:4. When you converted this into rate or fraction, you said, okay, they are mixed in this proportion, 1/4. So here, so far the unit of measurement was same, pound and pound. Now, life is changing a little bit here. If I say, I'm growing by 1 inch, okay, I'm not going anymore. Let's see you guys. Kids are growing by 1 inch per year. If I say this, kids are growing by 1 inch per year. Now look at the unit. This unit is the unit of length. This is the unit of time. You are using two different units. Now talk about speed of the car. You say 60 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour. One unit is miles for distance, one unit is time. When you are using two different units to compare, 5 glasses of water per day. That, let's say, if I say that's the water I consume, 5 glasses of water per day. Glasses of water is measurement of volume. Per day is measurement of time. When you are using two different units to measure or compare or derive certain intensity, that is when you talk about rate. So that's why you will see the speed being rate, your growth being rate, your different measurement where you compare two different units. That's what is called rate. Yes, Dikshita.
Do you think it's ever right? The classroom is like so dark.
Okay. It's dark. Better?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So some of the kids were saying that it's glowing on the board. That's why I had made it dark. And I was trying to hide from you guys. Okay. Can everybody see me okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, better? Alright. So this is just a basic understanding of the proportion, ratio and rates. Okay. So if you're talking about ratio, you're talking about when you're comparing two things, one thing against another thing. Your age versus my age. Some of you are 12 years old. A little more than this. So this is your age to my age, this is ratio. Which you can replace as fraction also. You can replace as a fraction also. And if your ratio remains the same, that is when you will say it's the same proportion. So when multiple ratios are same, let's say you are making 5 cakes. One small cake, baby cake, tiny cake, bigger cake. When you are making different cakes without changing the taste of them, you have to make sure that the ratio of the sugar to flour to baking powder to egg, whatever, they remain the same proportion, meaning the ratio between, let's say, rice and flour, sugar and flour. Here it is 1/2, 1 cup of sugar, 2 cups of flour. 2 cups of sugar, 4 cups of flour. 3 cups of sugar, 6 cups of flour. 4 cups of sugar, 8 cups of flour. 5 cups of sugar, 10 cups of flour. When your ratio remains the same, when you simplify it, everything converts to 1:2. When your ratio remains the same, then that is when you say they are the same proportion. What is the rate? Rate is nothing but when you compare two quantities, when you measure two different things with a different unit. Distance over hour. Day over number of books read. Let's say I say I read 2 books per day. Okay? So that's the speed at which I'm reading books. Where books is a different unit and day is a different unit. Yeah? So this is just the concept part of it. Now ratio, proportion, percentage, fraction, everything is relatable. Now let's break our head with some word problems. Is that okay, Nihan?
Yeah.
Is it okay to break our head with some word problems?
Yeah.
Because these concepts you will not learn every day. These concepts are known. Now how do we apply them for dealing with different types of problems? That's what is important. Yeah? Okay? So let me check quickly who all are. Aryahi, are you with me, beta? Aradhya, Aryahi, Tansi, everybody is able to follow me, right? And try keeping your videos on, otherwise me and Thanu are the odd ones out. Okay? Make sure you are keeping your videos on, okay? That's better. Okay, now let's look at some word problems. And all of you who remember or who are tired of it, get tired one more time. We will use this. We'll read the problem, analyze it and then calculate it, okay? No rushing. Let's look at one problem. I have a question. Says Rachel types 162 words in 3 minutes. Rachel types 162 words in 3 minutes. And she types at a constant rate. How many words does Rachel type per minute? Who can tell me the answer in 5 seconds? Yeah? Somebody named Rachel types 162 words in 3 minutes. The question is, how many words he types in 1 minute? Yep, yeah, Rihan, go ahead. Gayatri. I'm sorry?
54.
Okay, Arav? Same. Shaurya? Same answer. Dikshita? Arihan?
54. 54.
Anybody got different than 54? You also have 54? How about Tasvik? Doing it? Nobody got other than 54 so far? I'm sorry? Yes, sure. Sure. Okay. So, it's not a big deal. It's a simple problem, okay? We just have to do it with... You never ever ask me that question. Is it 54? You will always say, my answer is 54. Whether that is right or wrong, we'll figure it out. Never see any doubt in your mind for whatever you do. Okay? Be overly confident as long as you are doing it. You cannot, I asked a question, okay, say, my answer is 65. And there has to be some method to the madness. You have done it and then you are giving the answer. Don't make a blind guess. That's the only thing when I would want you to be, I would let you be less confident. Otherwise, say it with a thunder, okay? Yeah. Now let's look at the next problem. Urvi, you got the same answer or different answer?
The same.
Same. Now this is going to be a tiring problem, okay? Let's see who all gets tired by this problem. 3 fish tanks hold different volumes of water and different number of fishes. Three fish tanks hold different volumes of water and different number of fish. Everybody can hear me okay? Tank A holds 40 liters of water and 5 fish. Tank B holds 100 liters of water and 13 fish. Tank C holds 180 liters of water and 23 fish. Madalena tried to order the tanks from least to greatest by volume per fish. It's a rate scenario, as you can see. Volume per fish. Madalena tried to order the tanks from least to greatest by volume per fish. So she's trying to order volume per fish. Okay? Here is her work. 5/40. Okay, let me create some space here. Her work is 5/40 equal to 0.125. 13/100 equal to 0.13. 23 23 over 180 approximately equal to 0.127. Then she says least 0.125 tank A is less than 0.127 tank B, tank C is less than 0.13 is tank B. So this is the least and this is the greatest. That's what she has written. And this is her work, okay? Now we have to choose one answer. First answer is number 0.13 is less than 0.125. Option B is Madalena ordered by number of fish instead of by volume per fish. Number C is Madalena calculated fish per liter instead of fish per liters per fish. So, before I let you guys answer this one, I am reading the question one last time. It says 3 fish tanks hold different volumes of water and different number of fishes. Tank A holds 40 liters of water and 5 fish. Tank B holds 100 liters of water and 13 fish. Tank C holds 180 liters of water and 23 fish. And this is her work. 5 over 40, 0.125, 13 over 100, 0.13, 23 over 100, 180, nearly equal to 0.127. And then she is arranged. 0.125, tank A, 0.127, tank C is less than 0.13, tank B. And the idea was that she has to arrange from least to greatest in terms of volume per fish. Meaning per liter how many fishes are there. Now let's see if everybody heard the question okay, and let's see what is the solution that we are going to do.
Can you tell us the answers again?
The options are, first option is A, which says number 0.13 is less than 0.125. 0.13 is less than 0.125. That is option A. Option B is Madalena ordered by number of fish instead of volume per fish. Okay. Then the option 3 is Madalena calculated fish per liter instead of liters per fish. And the question was, she has to order least to greatest by volume per fish. Meaning how many liters of water is needed per fish. Yep. Oh, yep. Did everybody hear the question correctly? Did everybody get the question correctly? No? Arihan, did not get the question? Tell me why. Arihan, unmute yourself.
I didn't hear the answer.
So there are 3 answers given. Answer A or the option A says, let me first read the question for you. The expectation from this, okay? Madalena tried to order the tanks from least to greatest by volume per fish. Volume per fish, okay? How much volume needed per fish. But she made a mistake. Here is her work. This is the work that she has done. 5 over 40 and all that you see here on the board. And what was the question said? What was Madalena's mistake? First option is the number 0.13 is less than 0.125. This is her first option is a mistake. Second option is Madalena ordered by number of fish instead of by volume per fish. That is option B. And the third option is Madalena calculated fish per liter instead of liters per fish. So let's forget about the options. These are 3 tanks, and what she had to do was she had to find out volume per fish. and she had to arrange it by latest, greater than that, and the greatest. That's how she had to arrange the 3 tanks. By looking at what she has done, tell me what is your observation of the mistake. Yep.
Point 12 goes before point. The second one goes before it. C goes before A.
C goes before A.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
No, that's what I was thinking. So you have to find, see, first thing you have to find out volume per fish. That is the goal. That is what she was supposed to do. And put the least in the beginning and then put the greatest at the end. By looking at the whole calculation, what is your finding? Soria, you heard the question, beta? Okay, let's see what Arihan has to say now.
Yeah, no.
What is her mistake? You are trying to point finger at Madeleine now, okay?
She divided fish by
She divided fish by
liters. That's how she got the
volume. Okay. Let's see what Suhina says. Suhina says, sorry. I'm sorry, beta? Least to greatest. Okay. Aradhya, what's your observation, beta? Did you hear the question, okay? Did you understand the question actually? Okay. How about Adya? Did you hear the question, beta? So let me repeat the question one more time in a simpler way. Somebody named Madeleine, okay? She had 3 tanks. Tank A, tank B and tank C. Tank A can hold 40 liters of water and 5 fish. Tank B can hold 100 liters of water and 13 fish. Tank C could hold 180 liters of water and 23 fish. What she was trying to do was find out volume per fish, meaning how much water she would need per fish, volume per fish, so that she doesn't put the fishes in a squeezed tank or she doesn't misuse a large tank for a small need. So from these 3 tanks, this is the information she had. She was trying to find out what is the volume per fish for this tank, and this tank, volume per fish, and then arrange them. Say, okay, fine. In tank 1, I am using this many volumes, this many liters per fish. For tank B, I am using this many liters per fish. This tank, I am using this, tank C, I am using this many liters per fish, and then arrange them in the increasing order. So the least first, bigger in the middle, and the biggest at the end. Yeah? So then it is showing the calculation, okay? This is tank A. What she has done? 5 over 40 equal to 0.125. She did 5 over 40 and she found this value. She did 13 over 110 and found this value. And she did 23 over 180 and she found this value. And then she arranged. What was the need of the hour? We had to find out volume per fish. What she did? Fish per volume. Fish and volume below. This is the biggest mistake she did. She did fish per volume. She had to do volume per fish. Meaning, if you do 40 over 5, what it tells? That a 5 fish needs 40 liters for this tank. So 1 fish will need 40 over 5. That is 8 liters per fish. This is volume per fish. For this guy, 13 fish for 100 liters. So 100 over 13, that gives you whatever the value is, right? 13 6 or 13 8 104, 13 7 91. 9 and then, yeah, 0.77. So it's, this one is, oh sorry, 7.77 liters per fish. So here you are seeing 8 liters per fish, here you are seeing 7.77 liters per fish, and here you will see 180 or 23, whatever it comes. Close to 6, 7, whatever. And then you have to arrange. The question was that from this one, what is the mistake she made? She had to find out liter per fish, she found fish per liter. Yeah? That's the mistake. Urvi, is it making sense, beta?
Yeah.
Not Purvi, Urvi, my bad. Yeah? Yeah. So Urvi, excuse me for that, but okay, I have a child named Purvi and you are Urvi, and I keep on messing up with the names. Don't worry about it. Okay? Alright. So Adya, Aradhya, is everybody clear about what I'm trying to do here? And if you look at the question, Gayatri, are you clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tanu, was that making sense? Now, this kind of problem, the word problem that we deal with, right? It is all about reading the question again and again, understanding what exactly it is asking and what you have to do. Trust me, in this whole question there was no big calculation involved. It was just about understanding what was to be done and what she did, and you had to finger point, say, okay, no, this is mistake that she made. Okay? Let's look at the next problem. Tanu, is that okay? Okay. Dikshita, Aryahi, everybody okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. LeBron is comparing flights departing from Minneapolis. Which two ways could LeBron find the flight with the fastest average speed? Again, it might sound like a story. Hear my story with a bit of patience. LeBron is the name of the person. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right or not. His or her, I don't know. LeBron is comparing flights departing from Minneapolis. No math involved so far. She's comparing flights from Minneapolis. Okay? Which two ways could LeBron find the flight with the fastest average speed? So, what are the two ways by which she can find a flight with the fastest average speed? Everybody has heard the question so far, right? Somebody is trying to find out the trying to compare the flights departing from Minneapolis and say, okay, what are the two ways to find out the flight with the fastest average speed? Flight with the fastest average speed, okay? And here are the options given. And we have to choose two options, okay? Choose two options to find the flight with fastest average speed. I'm just writing it down so that you don't forget what we have to find out. And here are the options given. We have to choose two of them. First option is find the least kilometer per hour. Least kilometer per hour. This is one option. Okay. Second option is find the greatest kilometer per hour. And this could be a common sense based problem, okay? That's what it looks like. Find the least minute per kilometer. Find the least minutes per kilometer. And option 4 is find the greatest find the greatest minutes per kilometer. So there is no math involved, it's only common sense, which I don't have much. I will rely on you guys to solve it. Okay, so let me complete the question, okay, don't rush, because you doing it or you raising your hand comes at the last.
No, I don't have the answer. I'm going to ask how we calculate without numbers.
Right, so that's why. So again, I would not have the answer either. And I said this is based on common sense. So regardless of what problem you are trying to solve, when you are in a situation like this, read till you, because in the examination hall you will not have the opportunity to ask the question to the teacher. Oh, I have a question, I don't know what it is. You have to read, that's the only source. Then you think about it and then you will try to make it. So I am trying to simulate examination like scenario for you guys. Yeah, you have a question.
I think it's
2 and 3. Okay, I'll 2 and 4. Okay, I'll come back to you. So now what I'm doing is don't click your finger. Here somebody is trying to compare the flights departing from some place. And he is trying to find out flights with fastest average speed. Flights with fastest average speed. Fastest average speed. And it gives you 4 options here and says, and the clue that you have is choose any 2 answers. So any 2 answers, any 2 options that will help you find out the flights with fastest average speed. And first one is find the least kilometer per hour. Which flight is taking the least kilometers per hour? Find out the greatest kilometer per hour. Okay? Meaning find out the, so here you have to find out the fastest average speed of every flight. Every flight doesn't fly the same speed, right? This flight slow, then speed, average, yeah? It keeps on fluctuating, right? So it says to find out the fastest average speed, okay? Flight will start at 2 miles per hour and go up to 550 miles per hour. You have to find out the fastest average speed. What is the average speed? Average speed is this plus this over 2. Yeah? Yeah? I'll not answer that. That's one of the most stupid questions that anybody can ask in the class. Because that means you are just waiting for class to get over. And I don't get excited by hearing that question. Okay? Don't ever ask that question, okay? Okay? Yeah. So it's a very subjective question. You have to, somebody is trying to compare or find the fastest average speed of the flights departing from Minneapolis. And you are given 4 options that would help to find this thing. First option is find the least kilometer per hour for every flight. Second option is find the greatest kilometer per hour. Okay. Third option is find the least minutes per kilometer. Okay. Least minutes per kilometer, meaning which flight has taken, which has spent least minutes per kilometer, meaning how many minutes it has taken to fly, and then how many kilometers it traveled. So find out the least for all the flights. And the fourth is find the greatest minutes per kilometer. So there are 4 things that you have to calculate, and choose any two options that will help you find out the flight with fastest average speed. I know there's a lot of talking, lot of information, but I promise I'll go on to you. I will let you guys think. Yep, Sohina.
I think it's one.
I'm sorry?
I think it's one.
But you have to choose two options.
Oh, okay.
What is going in your mind? Tasvik and Viram. Yes, Sohina.
I think it's one.
Okay.
I think it's one.
Urvi, Advik, Arav, Aradhya, anybody? Yep, Yarihan.
I got 2 and 3, but I'm still trying.
2 and 3. Okay. I would let you explain. Okay, beta. Okay, Radhya. You'll have to watch the video and then some assignment that you will get. Try giving it a shot. And one more thing, okay, before I forget. When I give assignment to you guys, some of you are doing, some of you are not doing. Maybe all of you are doing, but I get assignment from only some of the parents. The idea is when I give the assignment, you do the assignment and catch hold of somebody in the family and explain what the question was and how did you approach it. Sending it to me or not sending it to me comes second. First thing is you do the assignment and show it to somebody in the family and explain. Here are the questions that I had, this is the approach I have taken. So that way at least you are able to narrate whether you have understood things or not. Okay? So make sure that everybody is using that practice, okay, of doing it and sharing with parents. If you are not doing it or if you are forgetting it, please stop forgetting. Make sure that you are doing that. It's not about a rule to follow. It's about I having the ability to know whether you are able to do it or not and your parents are confident or not. If they are not confident, they'll let me know so that I would realize, okay, this thing is not clear to Tasvik, not clear to Thanu, not clear to Urvi, right? And then I will again redo it. Okay. Yes, Srina, go ahead.
I got 1 and 4.
You got 1 and 4? Okay. Anybody else? Yadukshita.
I got 1 and 2.
You also got 1 and 4. Anybody else? Sanvita, Hiranya. I see some kids were not there before. They joined now. Aryahi, tell me about that.
I also got
1
1.
and 4. Tanu?
I got 1 and 4 too.
Shaurya?
Same, I got 1 and 4.
Tansi?
I got 1 and 4 too.
Okay. Now you guys are outcasting Arihan who has given 2 and 3. Let's see. Okay.
Can you reread the answer?
Okay. So I've been asked to reread the answers or the options, okay? So somebody named something, Madeline or whatever it is trying to find out trying to compare the flights departing from Minneapolis. And in an attempt to do so, he or she is trying to find out the flights with the flight with fastest average speed. Okay? Average speed is nothing but you take multiple speeds and do the average of that. So that's the only way he or she is able to compare. Say, okay, fine, I have 5 flights. This is the highest average speed, this is less than that, this is less than that, and this is the least. Okay? So in an attempt to find out the highest or the fastest average speed, since you don't have a clearly defined method, right? I mean numbers at least. It's not given to you, okay, flight A has this much average speed, this much average speed. Just arrange them, not like that. So here, he or she has to find out the method, how to derive it. Okay? And there are 4 methods given. out of which the person who has set the questions say, okay, choose any two, which you think are the most reasonable one. First one is find the least kilometer per hour. So for every flight, find out the least kilometers per hour, least speed. Find out the greatest kilometer per hour, meaning find out the highest speed for all the flights. Find out the lowest speed, find out the highest speed. Then the third one says, find the least minutes per kilometer. What does it mean? I will let, yes, Reena, go ahead. Explain that to me. I want to hear your story.
Okay, so I think that minutes per kilometer is that the flight goes for like how many minutes the flight goes like around.
One more time.
So I think that kilometers per minute or something is that how the flight goes for like around like minutes.
Okay. Arihan, what is your understanding? You had chosen 2 and 3. So I want to hear your understanding on the third point 3.
Wait, for number 3 or for number 2?
I'm sorry?
For number 3 or for number 2?
Number 3. What is your understanding in layman's term? Okay. Consider me a layman and explain me what do you mean by finding the least minutes per kilometer. What does it mean?
It basically like your time divided by like distance.
Time divided by distance. Okay. How about you?
I don't know.
So see, simple thing. When you read kilometer per hour, meaning it says okay, 600 kilometers per hour. And the way you interpret this is, if I give 1 hour to this flight, it will go for 600 kilometers. Yeah? Yeah? I can read this like 1 hour, 600 kilometers. 1 by 600 hour per kilometer. Yeah? Meaning, for you are reading this thing in the reverse way. Meaning, for every unit of time, how do you read this? How do you interpret this? I'm just trying to find out a simpler definition of this one. Yeah. It says, okay, minutes per kilometer, meaning if I say I'm driving at 600 kilometers per hour.
600 kilometers an hour.
It's a flight, right? Flight goes at almost even 1000 kilometers per hour. Okay? So anyway, 600 is not important. Understand this thing. Now I'm saying 5 minutes per kilometer. What does it mean? For me to go every kilometer, I'm taking 5 minutes. You are looking at the rate and the speed in a reverse way. Here you are looking at speed per hour. Here looking at time taken per kilometer. Just the reverse of how you read it. I can say I am going at 70 miles per hour, or I am going at 1 minute per mile. Meaning every mile I am covering in 1 minute. Yeah? Does that make sense to everybody? So now out of the 4 options, many of you sorry. Many of you said that the best way to calculate is 1 and 4, meaning you find out the least speed and the greatest minutes per kilometer. When you say greatest minutes per kilometer, now when you are taking more minutes per kilometer, you are going slow. So if you pick the least speed, and again this is the least speed, more minutes per kilometer is what? Less speed. So if you here you are picking less speed, least speed, and again you are picking the least speed, how do you get the average? How you get the average is by getting the highest speed and the lowest speed, combine them and find the average. First and fourth if you pick, here you are picking up the least speed, here also you are picking the least speed.
Okay, so this is 2 and 3.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
One, see, this is the least kilometer per hour, meaning slowest speed. This is the greatest speed, greatest kilometer per hour, highest speed. If you look at this one, least minutes per kilometer, meaning least minutes, minimum minute per kilometer, meaning that is when you are going at the fastest speed. Greatest minute per kilometer, meaning you are going at a very slow speed. That's why you are taking more times per kilometer. So this is the least speed, this is the least speed. This is the highest speed, this is the highest speed. This is the highest speed, least minutes per kilometer. Again highest speed. So you have to pick either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 1 or 3 or 2 and 4. You cannot pick 2 and 3. If you are picking 2 and 3, this is your greatest speed, this is your greatest speed. This is not average. For finding the average, you have to pick the least and the maximum and then you get the average. Yeah?
So it's 2 and 4.
It could be 2 and 4, it could be 1 and 3 also.
Which one is 1 and 3?
Yeah. But are you guys clear about it? I know I talked a lot, which I always do.
Yeah. Which is why I have to know one class.
Hey, you just told me not to ask that.
What is the problem? And what is the way to solve it? By trying to solve it. Correct? Running away from a problem is the easiest thing that you can always do. Yeah? See, when I looked at this question, I was equally clueless. And that is where this is helping me. See, I have not solved this problem myself. I am finding problems for you guys which I can solve. I don't memorize the solution problem and then I just spit it out. I don't do that. I am solving this with you guys the way you will approach it. So I said, this is the question. It says, find out the average speed. If somebody says, find out the average speed, you always take, how do you find the average? Average of something. You take 2 things and then add them, divide by 2. That's the average, right? If you are, let's say, if I say find out the average of 3 of us in the classroom, what will you do? You will find out my height, your height and Abhiram's height, add them together, divide by 3. That is the average, right? Same way here, when you have to find out the average speed of something, you have to find out the minimum speed and the maximum speed, add them together, divide by 2. Now here the problem is, there are different ways to explain it. This looks like speed. This is the least speed. Least distance per kilometer. This is the highest distance per kilometer. And you are being asked to pick 2. This is the least distance, this is the highest distance. If you combine these 2, do the average, this will work. What does this mean? Least minutes per kilometer, meaning when you are spending least time per kilometer. What does it mean? You are spending least time. When you spend the least time, when you are going the fastest, This is the fastest speed. Likewise, this is the slowest speed. When you have to pick two, you can choose which two you can pick. This and this. Slowest, fastest combined. Slowest, fastest combined. Fastest, slowest combined. Here are the options. Is everybody clear? Who is not clear? Arav? Okay, now clear. Arav doesn't want to get tortured by me one more time. Yep. Are you clear, beta? Hiranya and Sanvita. Are you both clear? I know some of you joined in between, so when I was teaching, I was not paying attention to who has joined in between. Vasundhara, are you clear, beta? Okay. So these are some of the word problems. So in last 2 or 3 classes, we have been talking about rates, ratios, proportions, and I was trying to talk about percentage also, which I will not do today because it's almost time. Your most favorite statement that you wanted to hear. So next class we'll try not to cover percentage. This time I want to pick up a topic that is a little more interesting, okay? Because if I keep talking about ratio, rates and percentages, you guys will find it boring enough. Let's pick up some more topics and then we will talk about more interesting stuff. Okay? Does that sound okay, Tanu? Aryahi, Adya? You don't want to get tortured by ratio rate one more time, right? Maybe after 6 months, not right now. Okay, alright. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Be aware of the fact that there is no class tomorrow and be happy about the fact that we have test on next Sunday. So test, no, it's not a joke. I'm serious. So test will do, I never rate you guys, I rate myself. When I teach and I give you test, based on how you perform, I get to know what are the topics where I have not done a good job. So I focus on those topics. I don't get a score for you guys and say, okay, Tasnik has done amazing, Abraham has done amazing, Tanu has done equally good, and somebody has not done good. No, I will not say that. I don't rate to give you a number. That doesn't mean anything to me. For me, what is important is who has understood everything and what are the topics where my kids are lacking the concepts. That's where I focus on.
So isn't that math?
It's not like math test as such, but Dikshita, before you ask the question, be aware of the fact that I'll be asking questions on 6th, 7th and 8th gate also, whatever thing we have covered in the past. So that way, it becomes an opportunity for you guys to do a recap of what you have already learned. Yeah?
What about me?
You still
We'll see.
You still do.
Okay, we'll see. Again, since I'm not rating, I'm not giving you a number, right? I'm not saying that, okay, Tasvik got 100% or got 45%. I'm not saying that. From that, I will know, okay, I already know that Tasvik, Suhina, and Sami, and also Aradhya, they have come from level 1. So they haven't got enough time to cover all the concepts of 6th to 8th grade. So for them, I will consider that and make sure that whatever we have covered in last 6 to 8 weeks, those are the topics where I'm asking questions. So that way, it doesn't sound overwhelming to the kids who are catching up on new things. Yeah? Make sense? Now, Dikshita, your turn to ask the question.
So there's no class tomorrow?
I'm sorry?
So there's no class tomorrow?
No class tomorrow, beta. Because I'm traveling to Houston to drop my daughter to the college. She's starting her college this year. I mean, actually from Monday. Yeah. What is that? Let's not overwhelm ourselves by mapping every topic to a grade. Whatever you guys learned about linear equation in 5th grade, that is something that comes in SAT preparation also. Okay? So let's not try mapping topic to a grade. Everything is related and extendable. Whatever we have covered in the class is what I'll be asking you questions on. And the questions are not going to scare or to judge anybody. The questions are meant, or the test is meant for assessing whatever I'm teaching. Am I being able to effectively teach you guys or not? So that I take that as a feedback for myself and to work better on that, make my teaching more effective for you guys. Okay? I'm nobody to rate anybody in the class and say, oh, hey, person A is awesome, person B is worst. No, my job is not that. My job is to become a better teacher for you guys. Okay? Alright? I'll let you guys go and have fun. Bye bye.